Hey, how's everybody doing today? I know it's been a while since I've done a video here on YouTube, and I actually did a Facebook reel the other day on this little the subject today, and I felt like, man, I needed to get this out to my YouTube family before I give this word. If you don't mind, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and also give me a like, a thumbs up, and give me a comment down below, some feedback. Because when you do, it helps me get more content out like this and produce more videos just like this. And so thanks for your support today. So I've called this video D.I.A, which stands for Do It Anyways. And I began to think, and the Lord began to stir my spirit about how God's called people to do things, but in their minds or through what they heard through other people, they don't feel like they're qualified. They don't have all their ducks in a row. They can't do certain things because they haven't crossed every T and dotted every I. But let me tell you something. You're never going to have it all together. And you just need to do it anyways. Because God is not looking for a perfect vessel. He's looking for the willing vessel. Can I tell you, when I first started preaching, man, it's a lot different than when I preach now, because I can remember barely putting a sermon together, maybe preaching 10, 15 minutes at the most. And I remember my senior pastor, Brother Laurent Bland, was going to be away for a Sunday morning service, had me preach, and we were out like at 11:30. Normally on Sunday morning we were out at noon, 12:15, but we're out at 11:30. Nothing against the Baptists, but usually the Baptists are out right at noon. They're the first ones at the buffet. We beat the Baptists to the buffet because of how short I preached. And a lot of my preaching wasn't perfect. I'd say things that maybe not as polished. But you know, the Lord used me because I was willing. And some of you in your mind, you think, I don't have all my stuff together. I'm not perfect. Brother Grady, I can't preach like you. I can't teach like you. And you know how I know you're thinking that? Because in my mind, I'm thinking I can't preach and teach and articulate like some other YouTube preachers and online preachers. But you know, the Lord will use you if you're willing. So if the Lord's put a message in your heart, if the Lord has put a ministry in your heart, don't wait till the perfect time to do it. Just D.I.A. Do it anyways. I was just thinking this morning, right before I posted this video, I remember my Grandma Sylvia was still alive, and we were talking about the timing of having kids. When was the right time to have kids? And I think I remember making the statement to her about, hey, you know, I can't afford to have kids right now, Grandma. Me and my wife need to wait till we can afford it. And my grandmother said this to me. She says, Grady, if you wait till you can afford to have kids, you'll never be at that point in time to have kids. And you know what? She was right, because my finances were never going to be at that point where I really feel like I could afford to buy all the diapers, the food and everything. There's something about when I stepped into that parenthood season, when my daughter was born, the finances might not look like they were where they needed to be to support a child. But you know what? Guess what happened? We made it work. And so it may not have been the perfect time and on paper look like the right time, but when the time came, guess what? Because I had to do what I had to do as a parent, it worked out. A lot of times when God puts ministries in our heart, we wait for the perfect time. I'm not saying you shouldn't wait for the right time, but we wait for the perfect time when we think it all matches up on paper. And that's not how things work in God's economy. When God is prompting you to speak that word, when God is prompting you to start that ministry, you just have to D.I.A. You have to do it anyways. Because like I said, what God is looking for, He's not looking for the perfect time nor the perfect vessel. But He's waiting for the willing vessel. And He'll let all the details work it out on its own. So guys, what is the word that you need to share on Facebook today? What is the thing that just like today, I'm up here in my hoodie today. I got a t-shirt on. I'm not even fresh shaved. I'm not camera ready. It wasn't the perfect time, but you know what? There's no time like the present. When you have a word burning in your heart that you know somebody needs, you got to, regardless of how you look, regardless of the time. I'm waiting on a meeting. I wondered if I was even going to have the time to do this video real quick before my meeting. My people for the meeting show up. They might even walk in the door here in just a minute, hear me shooting this video. I had all these excuses about why I don't need to do the video right now. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Now's the time. No time like the present. I got to do it anyway. So I don't know who this is for today, but you need to get out there and do some stuff. You need to start that ministry. You need to deliver that word. And even if you're unpolished, even if you have kinks in what you're doing, guys, God will work out those kinks. Don't think that since I started the Hot Springs Revival Hub and House of Prayer, we haven't had our kinks. We haven't had moments where people were out of order. We've had demonic people show up and disrupt the service. There's been all this stuff that we've had to deal with, but it's a part of the process. I just had to do it anyways. So God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in again. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, a like, and leave me a comment. I really appreciate it. It helps me put out videos and content just like this. See you soon.